So I just poured in one can of evaporated milk and added 4 cups of sugar. So now I'm just stirring for a minute to combine it so it's kind of even consistency in the pot. And I've got a gas range here, and I've got it a little bit above medium. I'm going to stir it just a little bit more until it feels pretty consistent throughout. And I'll then remove my spoon and pop it in the sink. You can see it's already starting to boil just around the edges. I'll show you in a few minutes when it doubles, and I like to say it explodes, but that's kind of fun when that happens. Okay, the bubbles have just covered the whole surface, and it's just about ready to get bigger. If you could only smell it, see how it's getting taller? I don't know if you can tell from the camera. There it goes. Bigger bubbles, it got really tall, filled up the pot. This is so fun. I'm going to set my timer for 11 minutes now. And turn my temperature just to below medium. And we wait. So right here I have a cup of butter cut up, or 2 sticks. That will melt pretty easily when I pour the hot liquid into that. Right here I have 4 cups of chocolate pieces, 2 cups of semi-sweet and 2 cups of milk. This is the Guittard melting chocolate. It seems to create a really good flavor. You can also use the bags of Guittard. I wouldn't recommend using cheaper chocolate chips because it just doesn't turn out as well. And here I've got a cup and a half of nuts. I usually use 2 cups, but I think a cup and a half will be fine, especially since I ran out. This is imitation. The real vanilla is definitely better. I'm out. And then I've also prepped 7 little containers that I'm going to pour this in. I've also sprayed them with some Pam. I don't know if that's necessary. Just poured my hot liquid into my butter to make the butter start melting. I'm going to stir that in a minute. And you can see I did not scrape the pan or the pot just because the little splashes up on the sides seem to disrupt the cooling process and changing the texture of your fudge. So I leave that in the pot. So I'm stirring this. The butter's about all melted. It's probably close enough to start putting the chocolate in. I'm just going to dump the chocolate in and let it start to soften in the hot mixture. And I need both hands now, so I'm going to do my vanilla. Okay, you can see that just softened up. The vanilla's in it. I'm just going to kind of plop it over on itself so the butter starts to mix in. Okay, I'm going back to 2 hands now. Okay, see how it's like shiny but not greasy? I'm just going to stir it a little bit more and then throw in the nuts and stir those in. So I have filled up all of the little containers around halfway. I made a little bit of a mess. That usually happens. And I'll let them cool here for a little bit, and then I'll shut the lids. And then I can put a label on them and a bow or whatever. That's it. Pretty easy.